All right, good afternoon, box fans. We're back with our Glory Days Boxing Lineal Heavyweight Championship project. And today, making his first defense, the surprise champion, Denver Ed Smith, off a shocking stoppage of George Godfrey via cuts in Godfrey's last defense, takes on the Black Prince, Peter Jackson. And Jackson, the best fighter to debut in this project so far, and regarded probably as one of the most complete boxers of his time period. And Jackson, of course, was denied a crack at the World Heavyweight Championship due to the color of his skin. Neither John L. Sullivan or James Corbett or any subsequent fighters were interested in giving Jackson a crack. But in this universe, he is next in line for Denver Ed Smith. And this is a fight that scheduled for 15 rounds, but I expect Jackson to take this fairly decisively. He is a 10-star fighter, definitely one of the top 20 heavyweights of all time. And Denver Ed Smith, who really has no business holding the championship outside. He was losing the fight to Godfrey when he just got lucky, reopened cuts, and the referee stopped it. And he's only a 5-star fighter, so this should be a entertaining contest if you're a Peter Jackson fan, but not very competitive. So we're ready to go. Fighters are in their corners. This will be a 15-rounder, and Denver Ed Smith will have 105 stamina over 15 rounds. Peter Jackson, 100 stamina, so slight advantage for Smith there. I don't think it will come into plays. I don't think this will go anywhere close to 15. Traits, Denver Ed Smith has the dirty tricks trait, which means anytime he scores a foul, Jackson's stamina will be reduced by 5 points. And Peter Jackson has the counterpoint trait, meaning anytime he lands a counter punch, we will add 1 to that. So basically his counters will count as 3 punches landed. The officials for this bout, your referee is Chuck Hassett. He is normal. Terry O'Connor will be our first judge. He's also normal, meaning no adjustments to scoring. Oscar Perez, he will be judge number 2, and he does have a championship bias, meaning if Denver Ed Smith takes a round by 5 to 8 points, he will automatically get it. And finally, Rudy Ortega, he has a big championship bias and also a bias for high scores. On a 1 to 4 round, Ortega will give it to the high score on 1 to 14, which is three numbers higher than a regular generic judge. A 5 to 8 round will go 1 to 17 to high, 18 to 20 low. And if the champion takes a 5-8 round, he will also automatically get it. And then on a 9 to 12 round, there will be no shot for the low scorer to win the round. And joining us at ringside, ready to start this fight, Big Paulie's World of Sports. Welcome to the fight, my friend. Yeah, I'm expecting Jackson to just walk over Denver Ed Smith, but you got to fight the fight, and so we'll see what happens. Fighters in the corner, Smith in the red and Peter Jackson in the blue, and we are underway right out of the gate. Jackson's going to take control from the outside, and he's going to inflict a potential cut as he gets home with 3 big punches. And 7 or less, Denver Ed Smith. And Smith's going to have a facial injury real early in this one. 12, and 12 will be a cut on the right eye. So right out of the gate, your champion is bloodied up on the first punch of the fight. No damage or no risk of any stoppages at this point in time. But does not bode well for his longevity over 15 rounds as Jackson steps back to his admires handiwork. 2 stars on the inside for Denver Ed Smith. And Jackson, again, 3 stars from the outside. He's going to miss, though. Smith looking to counter, and Denver Ed Smith gets home 2 cracking shots, and that surprises Jackson, who backs up, measures him. Matt, Steeler fan 1933 in the house. Dale Buckingham, welcome, welcome. We're just underway here in what should be a glorious beatdown of Denver Ed Smith by Peter Jackson. So 3, it's going to be 1 star for Denver Ed Smith. And again, from the outside, Peter Jackson holding space, but 90 from the outside. And again, Jackson's going to miss. Would have been another possible cut. No counter that time for Denver Ed Smith, and Jackson's corner, boding him to calm down, take his time, measure this man. You're better than him. So Jackson ducks inside, lets the hands go, and 4 big punches get through a hard cross. Caps the sequence. Defensive check for Smith. He's going to take them all. Minute 40 to go in the opening stanza. And Jackson now looking to get comfortable in there. And toe-to-toe, though, and Jackson goes first, 63. He's going to miss Denver Ed Smith. He came to fight today. He fires back from the inside. He's going to get 3 punches through. So if you thought Jackson was going to be in for a cakewalk, Smith has news for him. Another toe-to-toe from the outside this time, and Denver Ed Smith is going to go first in this exchange. 17 from the outside, and Smith rattles off 3 more big punches, and Peter Jackson knows he's in a fight early. Resets, comes back. Possible knockdown for Peter Jackson as he gets 3 punches home of his own. Could it be over this quick? 7 or less, and 13. No, Denver Ed Smith shakes that off. Minute to go in the opening round. Good action round to start this heavyweight battle. And again, for the Glory Days Boxing Lineal Heavyweight Championship of the World, Denver Ed Smith takes control from the inside. 53. He's going to miss, though. Would have been a possible knockdown. As I throw the dice out of the ring, which is a habit of mine. Looking to counter, and again, Jackson has that counterpoint trait, so he's going to get credit for 3 punches landed on that counter opportunity. Building a nice lead now, 13 punches to 8. Jackson looking to get his space, but it's going to be toe-to-toe from the outside. Jackson goes first, 95, and that is going to be a potential foul. 4, that is with just over Jackson's foul rating. He does get credit for a punch landed. So Denver Ed Smith looks to tee off now. 30 for him from the outside. He is holding his own. 2 punches land, 20 seconds left in the round. Peter Jackson probing with the jab. Oh, man. We need to get a dice tray with higher walls. And 2, going to be no stars. 4 stars for Peter Jackson from the inside. He works inside. Another possible cut and lets the hands go. Jackson, 4 big punches land. 18 total for the round. And Smith's going to be cut again. He is not. That is the end of the round. Big round for Peter Jackson. Denver Ed Smith, the champion, started very well. That gave a good account of himself at times during the round, but Peter Jackson, a high work rate, gets home with 18 punches landed, and stamina, that's going to come into effect right away in this one, is heading into round number 2. Jackson's already caught him. 90 stamina for Jackson, 87 for Smith heading into the second round. And punch differential, we have a 8 punch differential. So again, remember, we are using O'Connor will be normal in this one, so he Perez, and finally Rudy Ortega. All right, judges have entered their scores. We are ready for round number 2. And Arnold Hunter has joined the fight, as has Al, Red Sox fan. Check out that great channel. Welcome, welcome. And I haven't heard about the Tyson Fury glove controversy, Arnold. Is that something that just came up in today some point in time? And Matt says he's brought his cut man with him, but he's terrible. Or is this going back to what Wilder's corner insinuated after the fight? Not aware of anything new. Hopefully there's no new controversy there. Round number 2 gets underway, and Denver Ed Smith, the champion, he's going to have no stars from the inside. Jackson takes control, looking to get to work now, and 2 big punches land. Defensive check for Denver Ed Smith. And Smith, he's going to add a punch, and Jackson definitely does not need any help. Working from the outside now, Jackson gets his space. He's in control. 25, lets the hands go. 3 more punches land. Another defensive check for the champion. He's going to take all 3 of those. So eating leather early in this one, Denver Ed Smith, his corner beseeching him to get back inside. And he's trying to work from the outside, but it's Jackson that ducks in. He's going to miss, though. Would have been a possible knockdown. And no counter opportunity for Smith. 2 minutes to go in the second round. Jackson now once again looking to measure, and 2 stars from the inside. And Smith does what his corner tells him. Gets in, can't connect, though. And Jackson looks to counter. He misses as well. So Smith wants more of that, or his corner wants more of that. Looking to stay on the inside. And 1 star, it's going to be Smith in control. This time, though, from space, he's going to miss. Would have been a possible cut. And Jackson misses as well. So Jackson, after a brisk start to this round, things slowing down just a bit. Jackson works back inside. He's very comfortable there. Just misses on a possible knockdown. Instead, he's going to get 4 punches home, though. And Denver Ed Smith defensively eats all 4 of them. 1 minute to go in the round. And again, we hear Smith's corner telling him, get inside, get underneath. Smith still working from space, though, but he's got control. Would have been a possible knockdown, but Smith misses, and missing on a long right-hand counter is Peter Jackson. As we move into the final 40 seconds, round number 2. Very brisk and action-packed fight thus far. And once again, Ed Smith in control from the outside. Again, he misses. Punches just falling short. Jackson can't counter. Last 20 seconds of the round. Jackson looking to get a little closer. Back Smith into the ropes, and it's going to be toe-to-toe from the outside. And Denver Ed Smith is going to lead in this one. Again, a possible knockdown, but he misses. He just can't find the distance from outside. Jackson fires back. He misses as well, and that is the bell. So a 10-0 round, and in this situation, when a fighter, this house rule I use, if a fighter does not score any punches, it's kind of hard for them to trick the judges to give them the round, so it's an automatic 10-9 round for the challenger. And that brings us up to round number 3. So far, Peter Jackson having his way with Denver Ed Smith, the champion. We are set to go. Bell rings. Denver Ed Smith charges from his corner. Peter Jackson ducks under a looping right hand, gets inside. 95 and another possible foul. It's not going to be, though, but Jackson gets credit for a punch. And Jackson with momentum. 1 star for Denver Ed Smith, and toe-to-toe, actually, Jackson takes control from the inside. 96, and again a possible foul. Just misses on that, gets another punch, and so far, our referee, Chuck Hassett, letting some treachery go in the trenches. We'll roll this again. It was caught. 1 star for Denver Ed Smith, and he's going to take control, and that's where his corner wants him on the inside. He can't connect, though, and missing. And Peter Jackson fires back, and again, the counterpoint trait coming into play. He's going to get credit for 3 punches landed. A sharp right hand caps off that nice counter series. Denver Ed Smith again looking to work from distance, but Peter Jackson backs him into the ropes, gets inside. 61, Jackson misses. Denver Ed Smith now looks to counter, can't do it. Halfway point of the round, Peter Jackson in control in the scheduled 15-rounder early. Once again from the outside, Jackson working in space. Pops home short, hard punches, and 2 punches get through. Defensive check, and the champion takes one of those away. So very interesting round again. Smith, though, on the defense, he's got to let the hands go. He's not going to win rounds like this. But Peter Jackson from the outside, 85, he's going to miss. Counter opportunity for Denver Ed Smith. He misses as well. Final minute of the 3rd round. It was a very brisk first round. Things have slowed down a little bit since then as Peter Jackson ducks back inside. Possible knockdown as Jackson peppers the champion with 3 punches landed. Chin check for Denver Ed Smith against 7 or less. He's in trouble. 2. Denver Ed Smith has hit the canvas. He is down. Chuck Hassett moves in and begins the count. Will our title change hands early in this one? KO rating 5 or less, and Smith gets up to his feet at the count of 5, but a big knockdown for Peter Jackson. And Jackson, he is going to have an unopposed action here as Smith has it checking him out. Smith says he's fine. Wobbles back into the ropes. Jackson's going to go unopposed. Here we go. Peter Jackson looking to close it out, and he goes from the inside. 15. That's going to be a wicked 4-punch salvo and another potential knockdown. So we will do the chin check first and then the will check. Denver Ed Smith, 20. He survives that. Can he survive the will check? 6 or less, it's over, and he maintains his feet, gets out of there, clinches, and he's going to look to clear his head. Peter Jackson, an opportunity early in this one. Looks like Denver Ed Smith will survive, though. He works inside now, and he actually takes control, lands some punches at the end of the round. 2 punches get through, in fact, and a possible cut to Jackson. Jackson is going to have some facial damage. And remember, this is how Denver Ed Smith captured the title, a cut stoppage against the champion George Godfrey. And here, Peter Jackson's going to have swelling around the left eye. And the round comes to an end as Smith wobbles back to his corner. That will be a decisive 10-8 round for the challenger, Peter Jackson. Punches landed, just 2. So Denver Ed Smith, after a very good first round, has only landed 2 clean punches, according to our CompuBot stats since then. Peter Jackson in double figures in all 3 rounds. So stamina starts to become a factor in this one. Checking in ringside at chat, Chris from Tabletop Sports Delaware. Hey, what's up, buddy? I've not seen you for a while. Hope you're doing well. And the gloves, and so a photographer at the fight has a picture, looks like Fury removed pad. You know what? They take a look at that. Something like this came up shortly after the fight, though, and I thought that they basically absolved Fury of any wrongdoing. You know, and it definitely wasn't a case like Louis Resto and Collins, Stevie Collins. That was obvious, where you could tell, you could feel Resto's knuckles. And they would inspect the gloves, so I think it would be really hard to do that. But we'll see what comes of that. I think there, though, I mean, just more than anything else, Fury just had an excellent night and whipped Wilder. But, again, I don't think anything will come of that as we get ready for round number 4. Stamina-wise, down to 64 already is our champion, Denver Ed Smith. And Jackson storms right out from the outside and looking to take control. Misses, counter misses from the champion. I'll go check out those photographs, so Arnold. I guess you just search Fury's gloves online. Hey, thanks, Chris. Appreciate you stopping by, brother. And again, hope you're doing well. Look forward to seeing some more content on your channel soon. As from the outside, Denver Ed Smith, and he's going to lose control to Jackson, and they're going to fall into a clinch. No action yet early in this one. And from the outside, 1 star. Jackson again, though, in control, 85. That's going to be a miss, and counter opportunity for Smith. Can't do it. Coming up on 2 minutes in the round. No significant action thus far. And again, it's going to be Jackson from the outside. He just cannot find the range now, though, and countering Denver Ed Smith with a 2-punch answer to that wild right hand that misses by Peter Jackson. No star on the inside for the champion. It's going to be toe-to-toe, though, from the inside, and champion goes first. 4 big punches, his best salvo of the fight. Peter Jackson shakes his head, fires back in the pocket. He does even better. Lets the hands go as 4 big punches get through and a possible cut. Denver Ed Smith, 7 or less, and 20, no. Minute 20 to go, and fighters square up at ring center. It's going to be Jackson again taking control from the outside and missing, and another counter opportunity. Minute to go on the round. Denver Ed Smith falls short after a wild left hook, whistles over Jackson's head, and no stars. And again, Peter Jackson working the inside, 91. And Jackson gets in there, doesn't let the hands go. They fall into a clinch. Chuck Hassett moves in to break him. 40 seconds to go in the round. From the outside, Denver Ed Smith with a star, but Peter Jackson ducks under a probing jab, takes control from the inside, lets the hands go. 4 more punches land for Jackson, and another possible cut to Denver Ed Smith. 13, no. Smith showing some rawhide skin early in this one as Jackson looking to slice him up. 1 star, and again, Jackson with 2, though, from the inside, takes control. Lets the hands go. We're going to have another possible cut as 4 more punches hammer into Denver Ed Smith's face. And His luck runs out. He's going to have some facial damage. And remember, Smith cut over the right eye in round one. We'll see if that reopens 10 or less. It does not. He's got a new facial injury. 17, and Denver Ed Smith cut on the left cheek as the round comes to an end. So Peter Jackson doing surgery in this one. Decent round for Denver Ed Smith, though. He's still not working to get any of that champion bonus from the judges, though. So 6-punch differential, and we will do our scoring. Very interesting there. But again, different judges see things differently. So Jackson, total of 12 punches landed in that round and 6 for Denver Ed Smith. So heading into round number 5, Jackson still has 82 stamina. Denver Ed is down to 52, and that is definitely going to be a factor as this fight gets into the later rounds. We are underway, round number 5, and Denver Ed Smith charges from his corner. He's looking to make this rough. Jackson definitely moves out of the way and looks to throw from the outside, but he misses. Denver Ed Smith ducks under that wild right, gets in with a 2-punch combination of his own. So nice move by Denver Ed Smith, twisting Peter Jackson and connecting with a cross and a hook. Jackson, though, moves to the outside, takes control. Jackson coming up short, not measuring range very well. No counter from Denver Ed Smith that time. As a champion, looking to get on the positive side of the punches landed stats in this fight. And he's going to take control from the inside. Again, that's where his corner wants him, 19. That's going to be 3 punches landed. Defense for Jackson. And Peter Jackson eats them all. 2 minutes to go in the round. Jackson, again, his corner not too happy with him as he's letting Denver Ed Smith dictate the pace. And Smith again from the outside this time. 96, a possible foul, and that will be a foul. And remember, Smith has that dirty tricks trait, so that's automatically going to deduct 5 points of stamina. And the foul will be 10. 10 is going to be a headbutt. So Chuck Hassett steps in, and Smith, already bleeding, probably doesn't want to lead with his head as Smith admonishes him. Extends his glove to Peter Jackson, who taps it. They get back to action. Smith looking to again work from the outside, but Peter Jackson is the master out there. Lets the hands go, and a nice 4-punch combination by Jackson from space. Defensive check for Denver Ed Smith. He eats that leather. Minute 20 seconds to go in the round. And going to be toe-to-toe from the outside. Jackson goes first. Lets the hands go. Cross and a jab get through there as Denver Ed Smith looks to fire back and keep pace with Peter Jackson. 45 from the outside. He's going to miss, however. A minute to go in the round. Peter Jackson back with momentum. The challenger moves in tight. From the inside, Jackson and Jackson. This is a real rough fight on the inside. Another punch is going to land just above Jackson's foul rating, though. So Hassett letting a lot go in this one. These fighters both gotten chippy. 3, it's going to be 1 star for Denver Ed Smith, but Peter Jackson in control from the outside, and 89. He's going to miss, and no counter opportunity. Jackson is not sharp from space. Very inconsistent so far in this fight, even though he's controlling the action. And from the outside again and again, Jackson misses. And counter opportunity for Smith. Bell rings. So a lot of wasted opportunities by Peter Jackson. This was a close round, 7 punches to 6. And definitely the closest round for the champion since the first. So 1-punch differential. And both officials are normal. First 2 officials, I should say, are normal, sorry. And Perez likes the high punch number for a close round like that. All right, we're through 5, folks, and back to their corners. Seconds giving their last-minute instructions. Stamina heading into round 6. 71 for the challenger, 45 for the champion, both in good shape thus far. Here we go. 1 star from the outside, and it's going to be a toe-to-toe from the outside. Jackson's going to initiate, and Jackson just getting smothered inside and looking to come back and counter. That's going to be a foul possibility for Denver Ed Smith. And 6, that will be a foul. And again, a 5-point reduction to stamina for the challenger. And this time he's going to get warned for a low blow. So Chuck Hassett definitely seems to be looking a lot closer at the champion in terms of fouls in this one. Second foul of the fight for Denver Ed Smith, who also has cuts on above his right eye and left cheek, and he's been down in the third. So fighters looking to create some action at ring center. 1 star from the outside, and Denver Ed Smith's going to be in control. Smith, surprisingly, 4 punches land there from space, and a possible knockdown. Peter Jackson, 5 or less, he's in trouble. 5, and Jackson is hurt. Denver Ed Smith has hurt the challenger. It's going to be an unopposed action. This would be an incredible upset. Denver Ed Smith looks to get inside. 16, 39 from the inside, and that's going to be only 2 punches land and no will check as Jackson ties up. He's going to clear his head as we head to 1 minute 40 seconds to go in the round. Jackson hasn't landed any punches yet. From the inside, though, he's going to work in and take control. Possible knockdown as Jackson lets the hands go. 3 punches land. Chin check, and 9. No. Denver Ed Smith, the champion, shakes those blows off. He smiles at Peter Jackson, who nods. Fighters circle around the ring. Looking to work from the outside. Jackson feints, steps inside now. 25, lets the hands go again. And another 3-punch combination gets through in close. Looking to counter or defend. He cannot. Takes all 3 of them as a champion. 1 minute to go in the round. Chuck Hassett watching closely as the fighters measure each other. It's going to be 1 star from the inside, and taking control with that is Denver Ed Smith. He's going to miss, though, and looking to counter as Jackson doesn't do it. 40 seconds left in the round. So we are past the third of the waypoint in this one as Denver Ed Smith going to be toe-to-toe. And from the outside, Jackson goes first again, missing. He just has trouble in space. I don't know why he did that. Looking to fire back from the outside is Smith. He misses as well. 20 seconds to go in the round. That would have been a possible knockdown for Smith again. 1 star from the outside, 2 stars from the inside. Jackson ducks in. 3 punches get through. 9 total landed in the round, and possible knockdown again from Peter Jackson. Chin check, and Denver Ed Smith shakes that off. Says not this time. Walks back to his corner. Looks pretty steady. So that is the round. Another close round. Challenger 9 punches to 6. Smith is doing just enough now to hang around, and his dirty tactics seem to be getting to Peter Jackson. And this might turn into a closer fight than people imagine if this keeps up as we head into round number 7, though. Stamina is still not a factor. 37 for the champion, 60 for the challenger. And Philip Reynolds has joined us ringside. What's up, Phil? How are you doing today, my friend? Very interesting battle we have going here. Jackson somewhat in control, but Denver Ed Smith has been hanging around and rallying a little bit the last 2 rounds as we start round number 7. And from the inside, 2 stars, and Denver Ed Smith takes control. 33, and it's going to be a possible cut as 2 punches get through Jackson. A tough one to cut, though, and he takes those no issues. Circling around his corner, very upset that he has not ended this fight already. He's going to take control from the outside, and once again, 80's been a number he's rolled a lot. He misses, and Denver Ed Smith can't counter. Excuse me. Smith hanging around. Jackson again from the outside. 53, and again Jackson misses. Looking to counter is Smith. Can't do it. 2 minutes left in round number 7. So Jackson, his corner wants him to put the pressure on. He's just not doing it. Ducks inside. Finally, and a possible knockdown as Jackson gets in there, lands 3 punches. Another chin check for Denver Ed Smith. He's been down once, and he's down again. Denver Ed Smith hits the deck. Chuck Hassett moves to begin the count. And 9, he regains his feet at the count of 7, but he's going to be hurt, and a big, big turn of events for Peter Jackson. He'll look to finish him off against the ropes now. Jackson, this will be unopposed. And Jackson works from the inside, and he's going to have 3 punches land, no knockdown, but we're going to have a will check as Jackson fires away, and will check for the champion, Smith. And that's it. Hassett has jumped in and stopped the fight. This one is over. And your new heavyweight champion of the world coming at, 1 second. The end comes at 1 minute and 38 seconds of the 7th round. Your winner by technical knockout, the Black Prince and new Glory Days Boxing Lineal Heavyweight Champion of the World, Peter Jackson. So again, really never much in doubt in this one. IDJ, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? Yeah, that's definitely that. So our final punch numbers in this one, and I didn't do my optional CompuBox where I track punches thrown as well. But in terms of total punches landed, if we include that last round, dominating for Peter Jackson, total of punches, 74 punches landed to 32, so he more than doubled the connect rate of Ed Smith. Ed Smith hung around, though, and we had some questionable scoring. Scorecards at the time of the stoppage will reflect that a little bit. Judge number 1, and that's Terry O'Connor, he had Peter Jackson up at the time of stoppage 58-55. And despite a 10-8 round in the 3rd, Rudy Ortega had this bout dead even at 57 apiece. He'd given Smith 4 rounds to 2 for Jackson. Actually, 4 rounds to 3, 1 even. And our 3rd judge, Rudy Ortega, he had this probably more in line with what the truth is. He had Jackson up 59-54 at the time of the stoppage. So Jackson, again, pretty much had his way. Smith tried to get inside, maul Jackson, and scored a low blow and a headbutt, which he was warned for. But definitely a very workmanlike performance for Peter Jackson. Not his best effort, but he gains the Lineal Heavyweight Championship of the world. And he will now enter a pretty tough stretch. So the next 2 contenders, or the first 2 contenders for the Black Prince, are going to be Ruby Robert Fitzsimmons, he of the famed solar plexus punch. And Fitzsimmons, he is a little bit chinny. He was a smaller heavyweight, but he has a ferocious punch, so he's going to give Jackson a run for his money there. And then after that, James Corbett, a complete opposite of styles to Fitzsimmons. Corbett, a very masterful defensive boxer, I should say. And if Jackson gets by Fitzsimmons, the Jackson-Corbett matchup should be an extremely intriguing technical matchup, and I expect a lot more boxing, not as much roughhouse tactics there. As RJ has joined us, got here just at the end of the fight. Peter Jackson wins the Lineal Heavyweight Championship. 7th round TKO over the first-time defending champion, Denver Ed Smith. The end came at 1:38 after Jackson pummeled Smith into submission. Referee Chuck Hassett stopping the fight against the ropes after Smith had been down for the 2nd time in the fight. So there you have it. Again, pretty workmanlike effort for Peter Jackson. Decisive win. So I look forward. Next 2 fights will be fun. Fitzsimmons and Jackson should be more of a slugfest, and I don't expect that one to go the distance, whoever wins. And looking for a more technical matchup if Jackson survives Fitzsimmons to take on James Corbett. And just to give you a glance down the road after that, it gets a little bit easier after those 2. The next 3 challengers after Corbett in order will be Peter Mayer, Joe Goddard, and Hank Griffin. And of those 3, Hank Griffin, probably the toughest. Mayer and Goddard, both solid heavyweight fighters. Definitely not in the same class as Jackson or Fitzsimmons or Corbett for that matter. So that's what's ahead in terms of future defenses. Thanks you to everyone for stopping by. And remember, this week, it actually shipped today, the next payoff pitch project. If you missed it, I finished the 1969 Fergie Jenkins project yesterday. Fergie finished the season 27-11 and did a recap at the end. So a very good season for Fergie. Up next, though, the 1921 set, we're going to do a Yankees replay, and I'm really looking forward to that. Be a ton of fun. Babe Ruth and some other great offensive players active in the American League. Ty Cobb, Harry Hillman for Detroit. Chris Speaker still around. George Sisler for the Browns. So a lot of good sticks in that replay. Definitely looking forward to that. Hey, thanks to everyone for stopping by. And Big Paulie's World of Sports. Steeler fan Matt 1933, check out his Glory Days Boxing Dynasty on Operation Sports under the Other Dynasty section. Dale Buckingham, appreciate it. Arnold Hunter. Al Red Sox fan, check out that wonderful channel. Al Red Sox fan, a great supporter of the game, does a lot of videos on his channel as well. Chris at Tabletop Sports Delaware does a lot of varying projects over there, baseball. And Philip Reynolds doing some red, white, and blue racing. Check that channel out. IDJ, King of the War Gamers, and he's got some good stuff going, and also has some baseball games up for sale if people are interested. I don't know if you have officially parted with any of those yet. I saw you had an update for Payoff Pitch that I haven't looked at yet. And, of course, RJ, check out his base. He does a lot of Payoff Pitch and does very, very cool announcing style. Reminds me a little bit of Al with the excitement he generates. Kind of a cross, got a little bit of Mad Dog in you when you do the announcing, RJ, which I like a lot. A lot of excitement in those ball games. So, yeah, check that out. Support each other. And IDJ, they had baseball back then. Oh, Jesus, here we go. It's not even the dead ball time, buddy. Come on, 1921 was when offense started to take over. I think I'm going to do a 1902, 1893 project just for you, buddy. But hey, thanks to everyone for stopping by. Appreciate the support of the channel. Hope you all have a great night and happy Monday. We'll see you later. Take care.